investigation took us to a rural residence just outside of Waco. This is the second back-to-back investigation of houses that used to be a dairy. In its day, it was one of the largest dairies in central Texas, supplying milk and milk byproducts all over the state. The house that was on the land when they bought it burned due to an electrical fire that started in the attic in 2005 and was replaced by a mobile home. When the new home was set, strange things started happening. Elizabeth and Jeffrey go into each investigation with no prior knowledge of what has happened there in the past or the present. They pull from the latent energies or imprint energies from times past.
Jeffrey and Elizabeth, investigation here in Waco. We're going to start at the back end of the house.
Coming up to this house about 6 miles away, I felt heat over my face and a sort of an oppressive feeling. And when we drove up to the house, this corner of the house felt funny. And there's a well behind the wall here. It's an old well. This is an old dairy farm.
The first thing that I felt when I walked in the house was a static electricity feeling. It's not related to the cold. It's something that I felt all over my body, hair standing up on my arms. It's almost like an electrical feeling in the house.
The fire that burnt the old house was an electrical fire which started in the attic over the room that they're in. The room was not a bedroom at that time.
Okay, here's the bedroom portion of this end of the house.
I almost feel like this room is protected. They probably see a lot of orbs in this room, but I don't feel like there's any negative energy in this room. It feels pretty okay to me.
Over in this corner, the foot vibration thing is pretty much gone.
Oh, I still feel it.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, in fact, I feel it tingling all the way out my back. It's a weird feeling.
Well, you know, the last 3 days, I've been all weirded out and moody and have felt sick and achy. And you haven't. And you're more sensitive than me.
It could just that we're picking up on different things.
Could be.
You know, I don't know. Okay, so we're entering the kitchen area now. Jeffrey's doing a reading of the temperature. So this is the laundry room. Still feeling that same thing.
I just had a shiver going.
Yeah.
I just had a shiver.
Still feeling that vibration.
Right here. That panel's about 4 degrees warmer than this wall.
There's a lot of electricity going through there.
And that may explain
that would make sense.
the heat on the other side.
Okay, I'm not getting anything here. Are you getting anything?
Just that
Just the vibration
thing.
It's a weird feeling, electrical feeling.
Put that curio cabinet.
Well, let's check it out. Do you mind if I open the cabinet? anything up here.
Is this all yours?
All right, so
moving out of the kitchen and into the living room, this is the room that we first noticed a little bit of tingling, a little bit of vibration that we were feeling. It got stronger as we went towards the end, and it's gotten weaker as we've come towards the middle. But I'm still manifesting, I'm still registering something. I'm just not sure what it is.
yeah.
We're going to keep looking.
All right, so down this end of the house, there's a bedroom here on the left. Hey, this room actually makes me a little bit dizzy. I almost feel like I'm being watched in this room. And I would like to have a feel of this cabinet. Looks like there's a lot of things in here that are old. Oh, that's put your hand over that and tell me what you feel. Wow. A lot of energy in here.
It almost feels like I'm going to be shot. Mm-hmm. Bench. Feel this. Feel this. This feeling.
Yeah, that's got a lot of energy. That has a lot of energy. That has a lot of energy.
How about the pistol?
That's what I'm feeling. Even these toys, I'm feeling something. There's a lot of energy in this cabinet.
Wow. Feel that.
Yeah, definitely.
I feel the same way touching that as I felt in the bedroom with the vibration.
These buckles back here, too. That one, right there. That one.
This one very little.
Yeah, that one. I think that one. There's something right in here, too. Right on the top. I don't know if it's these badges or if it's these badges. Could be something attached to.
This.
That one's the one I was. Oh, that one's actually
It's
hot.
hot.
Yeah. What are you getting?
74 degrees.
No, do these. These are right up here. Not the glass.
71 for that one.
Do these things here.
71.
And do these.
73. 73, 72.
See what the pistol does. It's metal. It should be cooler, but
70. 75.1.
I would like to get more information about some of these items from the owner after we finish the investigation. I'm getting a lot of energy in there. Okay, so let's move on to the next room. So another bedroom here. I think this chair may be moving on its own. I feel like there's a woman who sits in this chair and rocks. In fact, I almost feel like there's somebody else in here with us. Ooh, something just pinched me on my back. Right there.
And I just felt somebody go like this on my hair.
Yeah, I think there's somebody in this room with us. That was weird. All right, let's move on.
Can I open that chest? May I open that chest? May I? I'm just going to move the Bible and open the chest. Wow, that's wonderful. Pioneer clothes.
Yep. That looks like an old chest, doesn't it?
Mm. And the whole time I was holding it, somebody was pushing on it.
Yeah, I feel like definitely a woman presence in this house.
Like a mother or a grandmother?
Like a grandmother.
Like this was a room that maybe they gave over to someone in the last part of her life, or you know, they brought a family member in who was invalid.
Maybe. So, this room, most active, female presence. Someone sits in that chair. But there's a lot of energy in the china, or in the display cabinet in this other room. Okay, well.
Female presence.
Yeah. So that concludes the walk through the house for us.
Mm-hmm.
I'll turn it over to the other gals to talk to the owners of the house and see what's going on.
When you're looking for the one store you can trust to have the exact battery you need right when you need it, whether it's for your car, riding mower, motorcycle, laptop, smartphone, watch, plus light bulbs for lamps, floodlights, can lights, appliances, all topped off by helpful experts, it's easy to see why nobody else stacks up to batteries plus bulbs. Did I mention we also repair smartphones? Batteries plus bulbs. Trust the plus.
Make your business stand out from the rest with the help of the Affordable Sign Guys. They offer so much at the right price. That includes custom signs, real estate signs, yard signs, door fronts, buildings, custom banners of all sizes, full and partial vehicle wraps, car magnets, decals, shirts, hats, jackets, bags, and other apparel, and more. They can print most anything. For more information on what they can do for you, call 254-300-1516.
Gizmo Guru has the largest selection of paintball guns and accessories. It's the only store that has its own field, so call them to plan your next party or event. They have the largest selections of airsoft guns in Central Texas. They also carry a large assortment of martial art equipment, swords, and knives. Ghost! We have the largest selection of ghost hunting equipment in Central Texas. Gizmo Guru, 3302 Franklin Avenue, Waco, Texas.
Were the bathroom sets?
Okay, hang on just a minute, let him get in here. You started yet? Oh, I'm sorry, go ahead.
Where the bathroom sets is where the house was. Right underneath this area here is the step that we stepped up into our house. And so there was a room here it led into the kitchen where the fire started, and it was an electrical fire. It was up in the ceiling. We'd had everything rewired years before when we had moved in here, but nobody knew what that was. It was just a round plug-looking thing, but it wasn't like these, you know, where they're long and square. Mm-hmm. It just had kind of weird shape plug-looking thing, but so we didn't know what it was. And when you opened the cabinet, there were boards on each side of it. So we didn't, and the electrician didn't think it was electric, didn't know what it was. So we left it, and it was so tall, we never used the cabinets up there. If we put something up there, it was something we might use at Christmas time or something like that.
And that's where it started, in that particular
place.
In the cabinet.
In the cabinet. But we also had an incident where two things happened in this area. On this mirror, I walked in, and most things happened to me. Guy finally admitted, my husband is one of those, if you don't talk about it, it didn't happen. So, and Guy will tell you that now. But on this mirror, it was written, "You're next." And
was it steamy or something, and it come up, or it was just?
We looked at the soap bars, and you know, if you write with soap or whatever, you know, it pushes in, and
that's what it looked like a soap bar had been used.
Yeah, but the bars weren't. In our closet, and I don't know why I didn't notice it. Maybe I was just in a rush to go to the restroom, but on my side, it looked like somebody had taken and thrown my clothes down. Now, Guy has some of his, of course, on this side too, and some of his was down. Now, they didn't take them off the hangers. It was just like they did like this or whatever. They were just thrown in the floor.
And a sort of an oppressive feeling. And when we drove up to the house, this corner of the house felt funny.
Not too long ago, the night I think Guy called you, I was lying in bed reading, and he was in his shop, and I was washing clothes, and I had quilts in there. And so, you know, when quilts get unbalanced in your machine, you know how it'll beat and hit and rock. Well, I heard that, and I jumped up because I didn't want it to hit the wall and maybe bust the sheetrock. And when I came in here, these two cabinets were open, and this was thrown in the floor, and it was there and just scattered. Some plates had been thrown, but just as soon as I came around the corner, the last plate fell, and of course I just screamed and ran outside the Guy. Now, here, Guy and I both have heard it, and he finally admitted. We would be sitting in here, and this was, anyway, we built the porch out there, and we didn't have the doorbell, and we didn't have the buzzer out there at that time. And so this house is very well insulated. You don't hear much from outside. We would hear somebody walking up, and Guy would literally get up and, you know, to meet him at the door, and there's nobody there. So I don't know if it's because of this that I don't like coming in here. As a matter of fact, I've got the desk set up for bills and things, and I pick it up and I take everything in there to the dining room table. Mm-hmm. I don't, the only thing I use in here is if I have to make a copy. But to sit in here, I don't like to.
This room actually makes me a little bit dizzy. I almost feel like I'm being watched in this room.
This room, I've never had a problem with. I won't sit in the rocking chair. I don't know why.
I think this chair may be moving on its own. I feel like there's a woman who sits in this chair and rocks.
That's where her hand was always, you know, because this was the leg that was cut off, and or at her knee, and so for her to get up, you know, she'd be sitting, and this would be the push her most of her pressure was, and I've always just come by, and you know, if I was doing something, you know, touch that. My grandmother, this item here went through a fire, and she had it at her house for years, and I always loved it. I don't know why. It just made me feel good even when I was little. And so when she died, it was mine.
This is Cindy and Elizabeth and the lovely lady of the house. We're going to do an EVP session in the smallest bedroom all the way at the end of the hallway. We are on South 3rd Street, and Mike's making some weird noises, so if you hear that, is there anyone here with us right now? You can come close to that green light and make it light up. It'll go all the way up to red. The one with the red top is noisy, but it won't hurt you. There's 4 different lights. And then there's a flashlight. Can you make one of them come on to let us know you're here?
We'd just like to get some information for the family, so if you can come forward and thank you. Okay, thank you.
Cool.
So we're going to ask some yes and no questions. For yes, if you'll light the machine up,
With
like
the red top.
the red top like you just did, that will be a yes. And if it's a no, just
You can either use the one where the green light is or the flashlight. That's the 2 no ones, and you got 1 for yes. Okay, do you understand that? Are we disturbing you?
oh wow.
I guess so.
Okay.
Sorry. We would just like to know if there's anything we can do to help you.
Is this your room?
Is that your rocking chair? No?
Complete.
I saw it, yeah. That's not your rocking chair. Can't be both. Or maybe it can be.
Maybe getting too close to both of them. Okay, I'm going to move this one a little further away. So, yes, on the Rem-Pod over here. And if it's a no, if you could light this up, all you have to do is just come near it. Okay, thank you. Okay, so what was your question again?
Is that your rocking chair?
Okay. Thank you.
Have you lived on this land before?
Oh.
Thank you. We can't hear you, but there's a tiny little red light over there. I'm going to ask you a question and try to answer it as loudly as you can. What year did you live on this land? Can you answer that for me?
Were you here when the dairy farm was here?
Oh, wow.
Okay. Was the house that was on this property before this current house, did you live in that house? Did you live in a house nearby?
Will Cindy and Elizabeth find out who this man is they are talking to? What other information will they be able to uncover? The answers to this and other questions will be revealed in the conclusion of this video.
Are you experiencing any unexplainable noises or activity in your home or office, or do you know someone who does? Please contact us at 254-749-5839, or you can email us at mcpi@live.com.